Oh, no, no, no. Make no mistake about it. The bulk of this cost increase is, in fact, the amount of social subsidy that's becoming necessary. So it's very difficult to get your hands on these numbers. So I won't pretend to tell you that I know exactly what it costs to extract oil in Qatar versus Saudi Arabia. But the general discussions I'm having are that it's getting closer to that $20 to $30 a barrel mark, whereas we know it used to be between about 2 and 6. There are very few US fields, however, that I would say are still in that $20 a range. Great question. That increase is not linear, but it's also not easy to predict because it's highly dependent on technological innovation. So what you'll often see is, I mean, not to get too technical, but there are two variables. You're dealing with, all things equal, the oil field itself, and then you're dealing with the introduction of technologies to access that oil. So the oil field itself, it has a nonlinear change in permeability, viscosity of oil, properties that do that. And then you have what I would call spike functions of unpredictable introductions of technology. So that's kind of the first bucket. I would say, however, that the real nonlinearity here is more a function of the social subsidy programs and less about the technology. Because this is an unprecedented rise. I have seen these data for a previous 10-year window, and this is an unprecedented rise in that break-even cost. That's a fair question. The answer is not really, not the same. Because 20 years ago, when you looked at the production of oil coming from conventional fields, we still knew where enough of the conventional oil was that we knew we would fill the gap. So what that really means graphically is the light blue and the medium blue bars were a lot bigger 20 years ago. We just had a greater degree of certainty as to where that oil was. But that's a great question.